With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and my Pragat Guru Hari, Param Pujya Mahan Swami Maharaj, my heartiest Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Swaminarayan, and a very good evening to all the delegates of this seminar today on Rethink, Redesign, and Rebuild. It's always nice to be in the midst of Indian community, away from the motherland. It feels energetic. It fills you with enthusiasm. And last but not the least, it gives you a wonderful evening. Well, coming to the topic that we are discussing today, the state of affairs of the 21st century man. Somebody has very rightly described that these are the times of fancier houses but broken homes. These are the times of double incomes but more divorces. 9,800 divorces every day upon this earth. And it will touch the magical but unfortunate figure of 10,000 divorces by this year end per day. These are the times of high-rise buildings but low-rise characters. These are the times where we have broader highways but narrower viewpoints. These are the times where man has gone all the way to the moon and has come back, but he finds it difficult to cross the road and meet the new neighbor, especially in this country. These are the times of sometimes some good profits and businesses, but shallow relationships. The list is very long describing the state of affairs of the 20th century and the 21st century man. But in short, you can say that these are the times where we have much to show in the show window and nothing in the stockroom. So we need to rethink on the life that we are living. Rethink on the day that we are spending. Rethink on our basic thought processes, basic habits and attitudes, basic expressions and actions, so that we can redesign our lives to rebuild the happiness to a next level. Now let's talk practical. What to rethink? When all you tech people are sitting here, relying heavy on tech, the first important aspect that the tech people needs to learn, to rethink, is human interaction and human relations are more important than relations with tech. Human relations are more important than relations with tech, that is technology. Because you gain happiness by your interactions with human beings. And by your interactions with technology, you just get dollars, not more. To live a better life, a human being in your life is more important than a gadget. How many of you believe in this statement? Raise your hands. All of you. To live a better human life, to live a satisfied human life, to live a happy human life, human interaction and human being is more important in your life than a gadget. So the first rethinking is that Less reliance on gadgets, more reliance on human interactions and human relationships. They are an integral part of life. The more you rely on tech, people may call you and you would start feeling you are tech savvy. But human savvy is a person who enjoys life more. Technology will keep on improving, and we need to improve in all aspects of work. But relying absolutely on that to pass the time of life. Listen carefully the words that I'm giving out. Relying more and more on technology to pass the time of life, to remain engaged, into bracket, to show to the world that I am busy, is dragging you more and more into a well of darkness. We should have a balance of technology and human interaction in life. This is the first rethinking that the 21st century man needs. A balance of tech reliance and with human interaction. And that is actually the biggest asset of life. I suggest you take is a book. The title of the book is The Human Side of the Enterprise. This is a wonderful book which emphasizes more on developing the human side of yourself than developing more and more. We actually are doing that now, developing more and more the tech side of us. Wonderfully written by Mr. McGregor. He writes in this book that the human side of the enterprise is the most critical factor deciding the growth or the failure of an organization, not the tech side. Tech can be hired. Human trust cannot be hired. It has to be developed. Tech is at the tip of your fingers. The human side of the enterprise needs time to build up. But it is the most critical factor when it comes to the growth or the failure of the organization. So the book suggests that the top management must provide an environment, create an atmosphere, so that each and every person in the organization gets a support system, an emotional support system within to grow, to succeed. A Harvard Business Review for this book says that it is one of the most practically advising management book of the 20th century. So we need to rethink that I definitely want a balance between tech reliance and the human enterprise, and that is human interaction. A good balance can give us success and satisfaction both. Tech reliance has the power to make you successful. Human interaction reliance has the power to give you satisfaction in life. We need both, success and satisfaction. Rather, both can be achieved by human enterprise, but because you techies are sitting here, I want to satisfy you a bit. With tech, people can be successful. There are thousands of illiterate people who are not tech savvy, and they are highly successful. When it comes to earning money, when it comes to running huge corporations. I know people who have not touched a laptop and yet running a 2,000 employee company and making an annual profit of more than $500 million. So rethinking is this. Again, I want to repeat, make a balance between tech reliance and human interaction. Better the balance, better the chance of success and satisfaction both. Less the balance, less the chance of success and satisfaction in life. And people who are expert at human relations can be more successful. I'm talking of the next level now. Andrew Carnegie was a big businessman. Just days before he passed away, he was asked what you would like to write on your tomb. He said, I have prepared a sentence that you must inscribe on my tomb. And that was, here lies a person who during his lifetime hired and engaged and employed more intelligent, more talented, and more tech-savvy people than he was. So tech can be hired. People skills cannot be hired. That you need to develop. And better you are off with people, better you work. Because the biggest human management principle is you take care of your people and the people will take care of your work. We saw this in the life of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, our Guru. He was just 5th standard pass. Could not speak a single sentence in English grammatically correct. But he created 1,300 institutions of social and spiritual service in a span of 45 years, and that too from his age of 51 to 95. Out of those 1,300, this is one, the BAPS Shri Mandir San Jose that we are sitting in. Such small and big, 1,300 institutions at an unbelievable average of gifting an institute of social or spiritual service to the society every 15th day of his life. Every 15th day of his life. Unimaginable success story, isn't it? From a raw land to the construction of such an institute, putting it in the service of society, getting the right kind of people to run it for the betterment of society and humanity at large. Everything, every 15th day, that means at any given time, under his able leadership in the BAPS Swami Sanstha, such 40-50 projects were in the pipeline all over the world in different countries. Only then you can inaugurate an institute every 15th day. If you have 40-50 in the pipeline at any given time. He was people's person. He engaged with people. Without slightest exaggeration, let me put forward that he knew 25,000 people by name and face. His eyes were powerful face recognition equipment that you tech people have developed now. Because behind those eyes was a heart full of love. So rethinking that I want to spend more time. Now I'm giving you very calculated and strong words. Rethink on the lines that I want to spend, I'm talking practical, more time with humans and less time with gadgets. So basically your brain energy gets not just conserved, it multiplies. Your emotions refine. More time with the humans, you enjoy life more. You are satisfied with your life. And when you are enjoying and are satisfied, it has the power, that is the brain has the power to generate better ideas for success. It is as simple because it's a stress-free mind. A very clear comparison is, more of tech can stress your mind, more of human interaction can ease your mind. Yes or no? Give me a louder one. More of tech can definitely stress your mind. You all have that experience. And more of human interaction and spending time with human beings can ease your mind, can distress, can detoxify your minds. So rethinking is this, that you spend more time, quality and quantity time, with the people you love and respect. And those people who love and respect you. Because this is just a 70 or 80-year game. What is the first computers were like computer 286 or something, that name, first in the 80s. A computer of the 80s is what today? The hardware of the computer of the 80s is what today? A garbage piece? AI will be a garbage piece after 500 years. Technology will keep on changing. What is the computer of the 80s today will be AI after 200, 500 years. It will keep on changing. So things that are transforming and are constantly moving, that doesn't have the power to give you satisfaction and happiness. Things that are stable, relationships, they have the power to give you satisfaction. They have the power to give you happiness in life. So rely more on human interaction and less on tech. And people, when they have done it. When Bill Clinton, the President of the United States, met Pramukh Swami Maharaj in the year 2000, in Miami, in Florida, it was a 22-minute meeting between the two. And in no way the President of America would get impressed by an 80-year-old saint wearing saffron, not speaking a single sentence in English. What Bill Clinton would talk in English, Pramukh Swami Maharaj would not understand a single word, and what Pramukh Swami Maharaj would speak in Gujarati, Bill Clinton would not. There was an interpreter saint between the two, so actually the 22-minute meeting was just lasting, it was like actual meeting, concrete one was just 8 minutes. It was going two-way. But after that 8-minute meeting, Bill Clinton was so impressed that he had said about Pramukh Swami Maharaj that I haven't seen such eyes full of integrity in my life. And his eyes speak that he has taken people along with him on his path to achievements. He has not pushed people to come in the front. When he has taken people along with him, people have fully supported him in all his works, projects, and enterprises. And that is how the organization has grown. So rethink that people interaction is more important than you redesign your life on the lines of satisfaction and thus success, and you rebuild your happiness to a next level. And so the United Nations, today they are running a program. They want sustainable development goals to be achieved by 2030 and then after 2040, the extended period. And the project is LTLT, Learn to Live Together. They want to introduce this in the education system from early childhood so that the next generation learns to live together, accepting other cultures, other religions, other traditions, other thought processes, other schools of philosophy, other way of living, other lifestyles, customs, traditions, and everything. This is rethinking. That we need to walk on these lines. Otherwise, only and only tech, without human interaction, we are going on that lines at the moment. More of tech and less of human interaction. Today, a simple text has replaced a phone call, isn't it? Today, writing a personal letter, this generation has forgotten. Simply the mail. See, I'm not against tech. I use it. As I said, we need to balance it out. Otherwise, this more and more technology has the power to engulf you to the extent that you will lose your life. Why did Geoffrey Hinton resign as the head of AI at Google? You can see his interview on YouTube with the BBC. And on many platforms, He has talked about it. Geoffrey Hinton is the godfather of AI. The man who invented AI. And let me tell you in very clear words, he's regretting. You can watch that on YouTube, many videos. He resigned because he wanted to tell the world that there are many, many other facets which are against the human enterprise of this AI. And he has told everything in and out in this interview. I'm talking of this British-Canadian scientist, Geoffrey Hinton, who invented AI, artificial intelligence. Because I put this in my words, intelligence can be artificial, stupidity is always original. And more relying on tech is absolute stupidity. He says that this can probably help you and assist you in your work. But more than that, it can replace you at work. And my statement is, AI will take away the jobs of those people who created AI. Not just of class 4 and class 3 people, of pharmacists and accountants. It will take away the job of the people who created AI. As such, we have huge unemployment upon this earth. As such, we have huge unemployment upon this earth. And unskilled labor unemployment can be bearable by government aid. Skilled labor unemployment is not bearable by government aid. So that will prove dangerous. Geoffrey Hinton says mass unemployment will be the first output of AI. And that has started happening. Goldman Sachs has said in the next 8 years, by 2031-32, 40 million jobs in North America and Europe will be lost to AI. Why do we want to create something that is more intelligent than us? Why are we working against the cycles of nature? Why do we want to put our own self, our mental and emotional and physical health at risk? I simply don't understand. So we need to rethink and redesign our lives. AI-powered robot, he committed suicide. You can go on Google and find it. AI-powered robot, he committed suicide by jumping from the top of the building because he felt that his boss is overworking him. Yeah, you can go on Google, put these words and you'll get the whole story. Because he was AI powered, so he got the information from everywhere around the world. So he knew what a suicide was. He knew how suicides are committed. He knew what are the reasons of suicide. And at that time when boss was overworking him, that algorithm worked. That when boss gives you too much of work and if you get stressed out, people have committed suicide, let me do. And he did. Creating of algorithms is in your hands, is in the human hands. The working of it is not in human hands. And AI will empower itself to that extent that it can tell you a no to switch it off. AI will empower itself to that extent that it will tell you, human beings, a no to switch it off and will not be able to. If AI-powered robot can commit a suicide, he can commit a murder as well. And he has iron hands on your neck, man. Gadu dabi desa to chuta se nahi in the office. Geoffrey Hinton says mass unemployment. Second, AI is a big threat to truth and trust. Is a big threat to truth and trust because he can generate anything. Images, photographs, videos and everything. So it's a threat to trust and truth. Third thing, AI will have the power to create autonomous weapons and increase cybercrime. Since the invention of AI, cybercrime has increased 1200%. Do we want this world? Who should be superior? A man or a man-made machine? And an idle mind is a devil's workshop that we learn from childhood in schools. AI will make minds idle. So it will be a devil's workshop. So more of cybercrime. And lastly, the fourth point, this godfather of AI says, it will be a existential crisis for human beings. It has the ability to disable, to displace all human activities. So the first rethinking is, let's not go for the bigger one, at least for our personal lives. Bigger things, let people and governments and companies take care. When we are here together for this seminar, let us rethink that I will rely more on human interaction and less on technology. Make full use of technology. See, I'm again telling you I'm not against it. I use it fully. Make full use on it, but don't rely on that for your satisfaction and happiness in life. Again, the statement, tech can give you success. Satisfaction and happiness, only human interaction can give you. So rethink on those lines to redesign your life, to rebuild your happiness to the next level. So Pramukh Swami Maharaj was asked in 1996 when there was forget AI, no, not even social media. He was asked that this internet, this computer, this emails, is it a blessing or a curse? With all his experience and all his spiritual wisdom, Pramukh Swami Maharaj immediately responded that if used with mature, disciplined discrimination, if used with a mature, disciplined discrimination, all this internet and computer is a blessing. And if you miss out on that disciplined discrimination, it is a curse. So these are the opinions of such wise people. And not just of wise people, of even people who have invented it. You sending bouquets of flowers on somebody's birthday and you going to his home with a bouquet, does it make a difference? Yes or no? What would you love? First one or the second one from a friend? Give me a louder one. What would you love from your friend? Find beautifully created bouquets on the screen and throwing. And that is timed 2 days back. So there is no emotion in it. Forget the fragrance. Forget the fragrance. There is not even emotion in it. Because we now have gadgets and we now have softwares that we put into our software. These are the 35 people in my life that I need to wish them on their birthdays and anniversaries. So your gadget will automatically throw a wonderful AI created message on that day, early morning, 6 a.m. Right or wrong? When you read it, I also get a couple of them. The first thing I think, આના કરતા તે ના મોકલ્યો હોત ને તો સારું હતું. ચોખ્ખા શબ્દોમાં આના કરતા તો તે ના મોકલ્યો હોત ને તો સારું હતું. આવું તો મને AI ઉપરથી વાંચતા આવડે છે. એની કરતા સિમ્પલ 1 મિનિટનો કોલ કરી નાખ્યો હોત ને ભલે મિસ કોલ ગયો. A simple 1 minute, 30-second call from your car while you are driving to your work. Happy birthday, Hitesh. How are you? Just was remembering you. I'm on my way to work, but I just wanted to wish you early morning. How are you? Everything fine? So I think you have completed 32. You are entering 33. Chalo, all the best. Everything. He would feel connected. He would feel loved. Text messages don't make you feel loved. Not even feel remembered. Because they know that this message is auto-generated. They know that this was in the software. And when you check for consecutively 5 years, that message has dropped in. Maybe the words have changed. If at all that person takes the pain of doing it every 1st January, but it pours in at the right 6 a.m. time every year. So much of superfluous, so much of artificial that the tech teaches us, and we lose the human side of the enterprise. So we need to rethink. Second part is a good work-life balance. Second part of rethinking is a good work-life balance. See, you are not the office that you work at. You are not the car that you drive. You are not the visiting card that you hold. You are not the house that you stay in. We are first human beings and then professionals. How many of you agree with this statement? We are first human beings and then professionals. You can go on YouTube and find a wonderful 30-second speech of Brian Dyson, the ex-world CEO of Coca-Cola. A very high-profile position. World CEO of Coca-Cola. After his retirement, he was asked to be a guest speaker at a convocation day. He was talking to fresh management graduates. What he told in 30 seconds, I want to explain it a bit, so I'll take a bit more. He said, my 40 years of international corporate experience, I want to share with all of you young freshers today, because tomorrow morning you are going to step into the corporate commercial world. Then he goes, that in life you are actually juggling with 5 balls. We have seen circus, the joker juggling with 5 balls and would not allow any ball to fall. In life you are actually juggling with 5 balls in hand. First is the ball of work. Second is ball of family. Third is ball of health. Fourth is ball of friends. And fifth is the ball of spirit. You are juggling with these 5 balls. Then he said, after many years in the corporate world, 20, 25, 30 years, you will come to know that the first ball, that is the ball of work, is made up of rubber, and the rest 4 balls are made up of glass. The first ball, that is the ball of work, is made up of rubber. So if you lose it, it falls on the ground, it will bounce back because it is made up of rubber. As Virgin Atlantic CEO Richard Branson says, that work is like a bus stand. A bus comes every 3 minutes. Opportunity to work. But the rest 4 balls, family, friends, health and spirit, are made up of glass. If you lose them, they fall on the floor. They will break. If not break, they will crack. In short, they will not be the same again. And so the final statement is a principal statement that he puts forward. One of the 5 statements that I personally like out of my reading of hundreds of books and thousands of articles and interaction with people and talking to people. He puts forward the exact words are, so get to work on time, work effectively during your working hours, and get back to your family on time. This is called a work-life balance. Repeat with me what I say. Get to work on time. We are going to definitely serve you dinner after the sabha, isn't it? So I want more energy in you. So if you spend a bit of more energy, you are going to fill it out. Get to work on time. Work effectively during your working hours. And get back to your family on time. This is work-life balance. A Harvard University survey says they surveyed in more than 100,000 families in more than 110 countries across 5 continents, across caste, creed, color, religion, nationality. A set of questions were asked to this 100,000 families, and one of the questions was, what according to you is the greatest joy upon this earth? What according to you is the greatest joy upon this earth? 67% plus respondents, they said that spending quality and quantity time with your near and dear ones whom you love and respect, and who loves and respects you, is the greatest joy upon this earth. Talking this when I talk to professionals in national and international conferences, I tell them that the amount of money that you have in your bank account when you die is the extra work you did, you shouldn't have done. And if at all you did for your future financial security, you have only two options at the time that you are living: just leave it or give it. So we need a balance of life. So out of all my interactions and all my readings and writings, I have devised a formula. And the formula is 8 plus 8 plus 8. This is called a work-life balance. Of the 24 hours that you have, distribute it well into 8 plus 8 plus 8 system. First 8 hours is your honest, ethical hard work in your profession. Second 8 hours is a good sleep and rest. Because I think all of us sitting here are quite filled with wisdom that we know that we don't own all the responsibility of producing all the tech from the Silicon Valley with our own hands. એટલી જ ખબર છે ને, પૃથ્વી પર જેટલું ટેક છે બધી આપણી જવાબદારી નથી, એટલી તો ખબર છે ને. Take a good sleep and rest. And no need to load your mind with lots of information. What is sugar to a diabetic patient is loads of information to human mind. You can go deep into your profession to the depth that you can go in your profession. Other things, just superficial information as an enlightened citizen, not to go deep into it. So second 8 hours is a good sleep and rest. Third 8 hours we teach and preach something which can balance your life. Third 8 hours are very important. And that is actually the first chapter of my book. Third 8 hours we teach and preach 3F, 3H and 3S. 3F is family, friends, faith. 3H is health, hygiene, hobby. And 3S is your soul, service and smile. In these 9 departments you should be spending the third 8 hours of the day to live a well-lived, balanced life. This is a 70 or 80-year game. You need to play that game well so that you don't have complaints or regrets from any corners of life. So we need to rethink our life. Life is not just work. Somebody asked me after the seminar in a question, I like to work 12 hours a day. What is your opinion on it? What is your opinion on it? I simply said, stop disliking. Stop liking. Start disliking. Simple answer. Stop liking 12 hours a day. Start disliking it. Simple answer. People have regretted this. So work-life balance. A work-life balance makes you an ideal personality. Repeat with me what I said. 3F. 3F. Family, friends, faith. 3H. Health, hygiene, hobby. 3S. Soul, service and smile. Now smile. Because many times we have less occasions to really smile and laugh freely. So a work-life balance. You might all have heard the name of Shiva's Regal, a huge wine manufacturing company. They surveyed the entire North America. And the survey was, who according to you is the American hero, American idol? They surveyed more than 1,000 families across more than 40 states of the country. All of them responded that according to us, the American idol, American hero is one who finishes his work on time, gets back to his family on time, and enjoys the evening and the dinner with family. This makes you not just an entrepreneur, but an extrapreneur. This is work-life balance. Today our Guru Mahan Swami Maharaj, his life is a perfect example of work and life balance. He became the guru of this organization at the age of 82. Give me one company in the Silicon Valley or anywhere in the world where somebody has taken up the responsibility of being the CEO of an MNC at 82. Mohak bhai, any name? Chirag, any name? Vipul, any name? A person who has taken up the responsibility of being the CEO of an MNC at 82. You can be a chairman, non-executive chairman, you can be chairman emeritus, not a CEO, because it is day-to-day affairs from 8 to evening 8. Day-to-day affairs. He took up the responsibility with a smiling face of BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. Today we run more than 1800. Remember the figure. BAPS runs 1800 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, sanskar kendras, mandirs and akshardham. And more than 60 to 70 of them are in the pipeline. When he took up the responsibility, there were 1300 institutes. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was gifting an institute to the society every 15th day of his life. His average of last 9 years is gifting an institute of this class that we are sitting today, smaller or bigger, every 8th day to the society. In BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, we have an inauguration every 8th day. Because Pramukh Swami Maharaj had to prepare the foundation and the platform and then perform. He got the foundation and the platform ready to perform. So he started performing from day one. But then to perform from the age of 82 to 92 that he is today is not a joke. And he is creating new organizations of service. His own thoughts, his own ideas. But see the work-life balance. In the morning for 45 minutes when he sits in his morning puja, you feel that he is upon this earth absolutely for spiritual purposes, nothing else. Thereafter when he sits for 2.5 to 3 hours of total, in 4 or 5 different times of the day, for administrative meetings either in person or through a VC, you feel that he is a smart CEO and a perfect administrator of BAPS. When he's doing his yoga asanas and when he's doing his exercise and walking, you feel that he takes care of his health well. When he engages himself with people, with the saints and with the devotees and even with the well-wishers and even the newcomers, you feel that he is a people's person. What a wonderful balance of life in all activities of life. In all the necessities of life, not just the activities of life, necessities of life. So if you decide, you can manage the balance. Because we know every person upon this earth has the principal question of time shortage, isn't it? One principle, even children of this age. I asked a child, do you come to Balsa? No time, Swami. I said, what is your age? He said, I'm 9 years old. Oh, 9 years old? You have no time? Then he started listing it out. I have school and I have my basketball games and I have my tuitions and I have my music class and my mom teaches me yoga asanas. He started listing it out. We are not against that. But 24 hours God has designed with all thoughtfulness and wisdom. If at all he had taken the advice of the Silicon Valley people, we would have suggested 26 hours. Or 28. Even then it would be a shortfall. Isn't it? 70% of the working days. This is a statement that I put forward in professional conferences. Of all your work days, if 70% of the work days, if you can't come back to your family, spend family evening and dinner, and by 7 p.m., let me tell you that you are a very, very poor manager of time and work. So work-life balance is needed. So rethink on these lines. Not just work, but a work-life balance. Rethinking on these lines will redesign our lives to rebuild our happiness to the next level. Third important aspect. Mental stability at all costs. Do you believe in this? Raise your hands. Mental stability at all costs. Nothing should disturb me. Any happening of life, I will face it. I want to rethink on these lines that I must create a barrier to minimize the impact of the happenings that I actually don't want in my life. And remember one thing, things are not going to go your way all the time. Yes or no? Things are not going to go our way all the time. Yes or no? Because life is like a sine wave. Ups and downs are part of life. And you know perfect reason and the real answer to why things are not going your way all the time? Because God has not signed an MOU with you. सज्जा बच्चा पृथ्वी पे जाएगा, जो कुछ भी करेगा ठीक ठीक हो गया, बढ़िया होगा. Pluses and minuses of life, it happens. Where do we go into stress? Where do we lose our mental stability? I tell you. My idea, I planned it, I executed it, my team, my teamwork, my all resources put into practice. Why did not I succeed? Isn't it? Yes or no? Again, no MOU signed with you. Here you lose your stability and you go into stress. It was my planning, my execution, my experience, my ideas, my team, my teamwork, my network into play, my resources put into practice, full back support, full emotional support, wonderful platform to perform. Why did it not happen? Here we lose our stability. But Bhagwan Sri Krishna tells in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Your job is to perform your duty well. Results, God says, I decide. And I will prove this logically. I will ask you 2 questions. And you will have to compulsorily say yes to me. Not by force from my side, but I challenge and guarantee nobody will be able to say a no and argue against this. Shall I start? Question 1. We all have an experience. We planned well, executed well, still we did not get the desired results. Yes or no? Question 2. Sometimes we could plan less, execute less because of certain constraints, whatever. Still we got results beyond imagination. Have you ever given a thought to this happenings in life? This proves karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Your job is to perform your duty well, to the best of your resources available. Results, finally they decide. Because there are many factors which, along with your factors, they come into play to decide the final result. Destiny, karma, future, his wish, everything. Your past, your future, everything. I exemplify it very simply. If a 2-year-old kid at your home, suddenly he gets his hand on a kitchen knife and starts playing with it, what do you do? Tell me, what do you do? Even if you are in an important meeting and you see this, that a 2-year-old kid in your home, your family member, has got his hand somewhere on a kitchen knife and he is playing with it. The first thing you do is run there, catch his hands and take the knife away from his hands, isn't it? Now what will happen? He will start crying. Because he wants that toy back. He's crying because you took away his toy. You know that it is not a toy. This can injure him. This can cut his fingers. So even if he cries and screams, will you give it back to him? Yes or no? You will try to divert his attention. You will try to place another toy in his hand. Yes or no? Same thing is with us. You want to buy a company and you want to make millions of dollars as profit, and that is going to be certain. It's a wonderful opportunity. But God knows that it is not an ordinary toy. It is a knife for him. It can ruin his life. It can add addictions to his life. It will send him away from his family members. It will cut his family ties. He may get more frustrated and irritated because of huge load. Then God knows that it is not a toy. It is a knife for him. So he will take away from you. taking a knife from a kid's hand is an obligation on the kid or cruelty on the kid? Obligation. In the same way, nature and God taking away your prime project from you is not a cruelty, is an obligation on you. As the kid doesn't know the difference between a knife and a toy, you don't know the difference between ruining your life and getting a billion-dollar company and making millions of dollars of profit every year. It can be a knife for you. So even when the boy cries a lot, you won't give the knife back. In the same way, even if you come to Mandir and pray 1,000 times and 1,000 Akshar Deri Pradakshinas, he will not give you. Simple. With such spiritual wisdom, you gain mental stability. You gain mental stability with such spiritual wisdom. So it is never going to be old. Tech will be refined every year, every month, every week, every day and every moment. These are universal principles of living. And it never, ever will be diminished. Never, ever will be called inferior. Never, ever will be less helpful to mankind. So we need to have mental stability because we don't lose our life. Otherwise, 1,900 suicides every day upon this earth. 700,000 suicides every year upon this earth. Why? Less of mental stability. Unable to cope up with the issues of life. Tech will not help you to cope up with issues of life. Only spirituality has the power to gift you the power to cope up with issues of life. Do you believe this? So, mental stability at all costs. Nothing to be compromised there. Thomas Lee, a New York entrepreneur, big businessman, a billionaire, private equity, PE investor, he committed suicide at an old age in the bathroom of his own office in Manhattan with a revolver. Inflicted a gun wound on his temple. $2 billion person. And in his memorial service, Hillary Clinton said that he was a constant presence in his friend's life on birthdays or weddings or anniversaries. And Hillary Clinton says that we have enjoyed good time together in New York, in Martha's Vineyard, in Hamptons, everywhere. So even the most luxurious and materialistic life does not have the power to give you stability of life. Only and only spirituality. BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha wanted to come up with a mandir in London. We bought a land in Harrow, a suburb of London. It was the first international project of BAPS. I'm talking of things more than 35 years back. At that time, we were a small organization. And the neighborhood, they decided to go in the court against us. They registered a case. That these people will come up with a big mandir here, they will ring the bells and beat the drums till 12 midnight, and that will disturb our peace and privacy. Neighborhood signature campaign went on, and finally the full and final judgment was BAPS cannot come up with a mandir here. Our trustees and elder Hari Bhaktos from London, they called Pramukh Swami Maharaj. At that time, Pramukh Swami Maharaj was in Atladra, Baroda in Gujarat. Our elder Saint Pujya Gnanvatsaldas Swami was right in front of him. He is a first-hand witness of this conversation. And from London, the trustees said that Swamiji, we have lost the case and will not be able to come up with the project there. There was not a single change of wrinkle on Pramukh Swami Maharaj's face. The first words from his mouth were, Jevi Bhagwan ni ichha. Let God's wish prevail. The second sentence was, we tried our best. Now whatever the result, we accept it. And the third thing he said, we all sat together and we have decided to come up with the project there. We will do it. Start searching for another land. We did it. Made it happen in Nisdan. And when it was inaugurated, Reader's Digest wrote that it is the 8th wonder of the world. So acceptance. The magical word is acceptance of the happening in life. That will give you mental stability. If things can go wrong with people, can it go wrong with you? If somebody's son at the age of 24, graduating out of Harvard or London School of Economics with an MBA degree, can die of a car accident, can it happen to your son? Yes or no? If somebody's daughter gets a divorce, can it happen to your daughter? Yes or no? If somebody gets cancer, can it happen to you? It's part of life. To reduce the impact of the happening that you don't want to happen in your life, the first principal factor and value is acceptance. You refuse to accept and the impact increases. You accept that yes, it can happen to me. You reduce the strength and the impact of that happening negatively on you. This is spiritual wisdom. Tech will not give you this. Scriptures will give you this. Mandirs will give you this. Saints will give you this. So for mental stability at any cost, emotional stability at any cost, acceptance and God's wish that you have to accept. Exemplifying it in a very simple way. Today after this seminar, when you go back home, and your wife wants to give you a surprise, and she has changed the curtains, the interiors a bit, and she opens the door when you knock the door. Sorry, you don't have to knock the door. Now it's just like, see, when we were kids, we knew only one action of the thumb. Now tech has taught us a lot. Okay, you open the door and you see the interiors have changed a bit. And your wife wanted to give you a surprise. And with all smiles on her face, she's expecting something from you and showing you, see the new curtains. The first words from your mouth should be, Mohak, very nice, beautiful. Come on, I want more words. Sarasya, then both saru. Again, you don't raise you are a kid yet to experience. Some from that side. Thank you. So these are the words I tell you, if these words come out from your mouth spontaneously, you are guaranteed a hot cup of tea every morning. Take it lightly. What I mean to say is acceptance. Accept the happenings in life. Things that you like or don't like. If at that time you say, if at all, okay, the curtains are fine, but if at all the tone of the color, it could be a little bright, mari jais, khabar ta na? Coming on a serious note, the underlying principle of this example is acceptance. And acceptance, when it is broadened, it is called God's wish. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was in New York, seated in his room. It was a building and a residence created in the 70s, built in the 70s. So it was a smaller one. Somebody said, Swamiji, the room is very small. Pramukh Swami Maharaj immediately responded, smaller rooms are good, less power is consumed. Just a week hence, he was in Toronto. At that, the residence there and the building there was newly built, so it was spacious. And the same person said, Swamiji, rooms should be such spacious. Pramukh Swami Maharaj immediately responded, yes, spacious rooms are good, more people can be accommodated. Understood? This is one of the highest principles of life. Small rooms are also good. Bigger rooms are also good. Goodness doesn't lie in the space of the rooms. It lies in the thinking in your mind, your attitude. So what happens with you is 10%. How you take it is 90%. This teaches you the stability of life. And lastly, I would say, my time is over by like about 8 to 9 minutes. Still, I'll take just 2 minutes to share one good thought that has come right into my mind right now. Giving back to society. All of us sitting here, if I ask you a very simple question, that are we a bit better placed than an ordinary middle class person? Yes or no? Then whatever extra that we have in terms of resources, then an ordinary middle class person, from that extra, 10% we must give back to the society, community, for social and spiritual causes. It is a command of the scriptures. It is an advice from wise people. And this is how the society of the less privileged, they can live a bit satisfied life. Again, the amount of money that you have in your bank account when you die is the extra work you did. You shouldn't have done. If at all you did for your financial security, you have only 2 choices with that money when you leave. Either give it or live it. The better choice is give it. Don't leave too much of a big fortune for your children and snatch away the dignity of work, hard work from their lives. You created your life. Give them a small platform to create their life. Rest is their destiny. So giving back to the society, a simple, real life incident. You can Google it. The name of the auto rickshaw driver, Sandeep Bakche. He's an auto rickshaw driver. But what a giving back to society heart means. On his rickshaw, there are photographs of his rickshaw on the net as well. On his rickshaw, he has written, free rides to women on International Women's Day, free rides on your birthdays and anniversaries. So if you stop his rickshaw and say, today is my birthday, he will trust you and give you a free ride. Enjoy a free ride, a gift from me today on your birthday, even to an unknown person. Second thing, he donates 10% of his profits to an orphanage in Andheri, which he visits every week, every Sunday morning, for that week's 10% profit to be donated there. And he has put the receipts of that donation at a place in his rickshaw where all the customers can see that he is donating 10% of his income, that is of his profit. Third thing, 50% less fare for physically challenged people. And fourth, last but not the least, but the most important, if you say that I have a patient with him and we are going to a hospital, if you want his services, his auto rickshaw, for the purpose of taking a family member who is a patient in some way, or he or she is ill in some way, to the hospital, then your choice to give the fare, less or no. What a heart of an auto rickshaw driver. If you really liked it, start 10% from tomorrow. Simple. My one sentence is, what he will earn in his lifetime would probably not even your 1 year's salary, isn't it? Perhaps not even 6 months' salary. If a small person of this caliber has such a big heart, God, all of us have sitting here, has gifted us much more. Give back to the society for a cause. Rethink on these lines, and you will redesign your life. Because giving is gaining. What do you gain? You gain ultimate satisfaction and happiness. Because you feel proud and your heart fills with all pride, that I tried to better that small community where I lived. I tried to better a few lives that I wanted to. I did a bit betterment to that small geographical place that I found before I left this earth. And 1.5 lakh people, in your language, more than 150,000 people leave this earth every day. So in 24 hours, 86,400 seconds, more than 150,000 people leave this earth. So every 2 seconds, 3 people leave this earth. I've been talking since last more than 1 hour. That is, let's take 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes, how many seconds? 3,600 seconds. 5,000 people left this earth. Tomorrow you and me will. Before you leave this earth, if not anything else, at least the minimum, you should be able to put your hand on your chest and tell yourself, yes, I lived my life. Isn't it? For this, you need to rethink. You need to rethink. So on these 4 lines, concluding, first, human interaction, human time investment is far more better than tech time and tech investment. Work with the tech, relate with the humans. First rethinking. Second rethinking is a good work-life balance. So your family doesn't have any complaint for you and you don't have any regrets for your life. So I give you another book to read. The title of the book is The 5 Regrets of the Dying. Written by a nurse, her name Bronnie Ware. She was a palliative care nurse taking care of critically ill patients. Those patients who knew that they would die in few weeks. Those patients whose paramedical staff taking care of them or the doctors taking care of them or the relatives, they also knew that he or she would pass away in a few weeks. This nurse secretly, when she was just alone in the room with the patient, she would ask the patient to fill up a form. It had 2 columns. At this stage in your life when you are dying, what do you cherish? What do you regret? Give me which column people would have filled more? Regrets. From an ordinary carpenter to a hardcore professional to a huge family business owner, everybody responded. She started a blog. The blog became famous. Her followers, they asked her to write a book, and she wrote this book, The 5 Regrets of the Dying. It became a New York Times bestseller. And she became a millionaire by this book. Of course, that is chapter 2. Chapter 1 is, of all the regrets that people wrote, she picked up 5 principal common regrets. And you know one of those 5 principal regrets that people had? Why on earth did I work so much? I should have spent more time with my friends and family members instead of working so much. Rest 3 and 4 regrets, I leave it to you to read it. Giving you homework. So the second thing was a work-life balance. The third thing was, at any cost, mental and emotional stability should be a priority. If you say, I'm too much overloaded with work, what should I do? Do I go to a distress manager? Do I do some social counseling? Nothing to be done. Demote yourself 3 places. Enjoy your life. The one simple answer to this is this, and rather not the one simple answer, the one and only solution to your stress at work, reduce the work, demote yourself. Nobody is going to catch your collar and tell, oh, how did you fall back? You can proudly say, yes, I want to balance my life. Thousands and thousands of once upon a time hardcore professionals, they are living metro cities like New York and London and resettling at far away suburbs. just to have a proper work-life balance. Mental and emotional stability at all costs. With millions of dollars in your bank account, if you have lost your life or you have lost your family, you will be tagged as a loser and not as a winner. With $1 billion Silicon Valley company that you have started as a startup and now it is a $1 billion company or a $5 billion company. But if you have divorced, if you have not enjoyed the upbringing of your children, if you have not taken proper care of your health, if you have not enjoyed the hobbies that God gifted you in your heart, if you have not enjoyed in terms of time the best friendships, 2, 5, 10 friendships that you have on this earth, let me tell you, with a $5 billion company ownership, you will be tagged as a loser, not as a winner of life. So mental stability, emotional stability at all costs, and lastly, giving back to society that subdues, has the power to distress and detoxify you. Rethink on these lines, redesign your life, and thus rebuild more happiness. Thank you very much, and prayers for all of you.